Hello everyone, welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Duncan D8th. It's great to have you with us. In Logan, Australia, TIMA members offer free dental services to over 200 refugee residents. Students from 7 different schools in Kedah, Malaysia work together to put on a Sutra performance. At the Tzu Chi Suzhou Grounds in China, volunteers teach a lesson on recycling plastic bags. In South Africa, a recent local volunteers training camp for leaders was held in Johannesburg. 50 years of the Tzu Chi tradition of hard work and humility was passed on to local volunteers seeking to walk the Tzu Chi path. In total, volunteers from 7 different African countries came together to learn more about spreading Tzu Chi back home.
They come from different countries yet hold the same faith.
Don't worry that you didn't use all the space.
This is a local volunteers training camp for leaders taking place in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Do not kill.
Do not steal. Singapulali.
Number 2, do not steal.
Do not steal. Singanjonji.
A total of 310 volunteers from 7 countries have come together to join in the 3-day camp. They hope through sharing their own experiences with one another that their will to serve society will be strengthened, as well as keep in their hearts their initial aspiration of becoming involved with Tzu Chi.
Tzu Chi Foundation is a different one. They change your heart. They give you love more than everyone.
South Africa, Lesotho, Zimbabwe, Swaziland, Mozambique, Botswana, and Sierra Leone. Through our learning exchange, local volunteers of each area can return to their respective country and spread Tzu Chi's ideal to more areas and motivates the community to take action.
To fulfill each and every heart of compassion and learning, the training camp's lectures were also simultaneously translated into 3 or 4 different languages so everyone could understand its content. Tzuchi's spirit of giving and etiquette was also present during the mealtime, where many senior volunteers helped serve the training volunteers with food.
One more.
Hi, good morning. That's okay. Thank you.
Receiving the clothes. Thank you for all your dedication.
The camp ends with a solemn ceremony to present the gray Tzu Chi uniform to the participants, signaling a new beginning to their Bodhisattva path.
Since 2004, Tzu Chi volunteers from Australia's Brisbane area have held annual free clinics to safeguard refugees' oral health. This year, they expanded their services to the south of Brisbane, to a city called Logan, and offered dental services to over 200 patients, marking the biggest free dental clinic to date. Thankfully, other charity organizations, such as the local Red Cross, as well as the Queensland government, lent their assistance, contributing to the event's success.
This young patient has yet to sit on the dental chair and he's already scared. Dr. P.Y. Lai immediately brings over a doctor who speaks Arabic to help translate, as well as turn a toothbrush into a toy to get the child to trust him.
Sitting on mom's lap, we try to let the child know that we're not going to harm him, we're not going to do anything that might upset him.
He also has another trick, balloon animals, to help appease the children's anxiousness.
In fact, I learned this on YouTube yesterday.
For what reason? For today?
For today, yeah.
Tzu Chi volunteers have held dental-free clinics for refugees for the past 12 years. The biggest hurdle for this team of experienced doctors this year is the amount of patients they have to see, since they have crossed the Brisbane River to the more medically deprived region of Logan.
210 people to coordinate, not an easy task. But I believe it's going very well just by the looks of people behind us. It's been amazing.
Everyone is just so organized. It's amazing. I couldn't even get my head around having so many clients on one day to see a dentist, and everyone I've worked with is so calm, so calculated. They know exactly where everyone should be going, times of appointments, the amount of interpreters. I'm very, very impressed by it all.
The alliance with 5 organizations to help refugees included the local Red Cross, MDA, and Access Community Services. Queensland government also lent Tzu Chi dental facilities at a local health center, providing 26 dental chairs to form the biggest dental-free clinic to date. Making sure there was enough manpower provided had initially troubled the organizing volunteers.
During sign-ups, actually the positions filled up quickly. Even the dental students' slots were quickly filled. In just 24 hours, 50 people signed up, filling up our register. I'm grateful for everyone's hearty participation.
With over 289 medical personnel and volunteers at the free clinic, it is ensured that these refugees' oral health is taken care of.
In Taidong's Yanping Township, Hongye Village was badly damaged by landslides after the recent typhoons. Many were forced to stay at the foot of the mountains in Taoyuan Village. After inspecting the area, TIMA decided to hold a free clinic at Taoyuan's Village Activity Center.
Many children as well as adults are afraid of seeing a dentist. However, at the free clinic operated by TIMA, volunteers accompany nervous patients, helping them relax during their dental visit.
The dentist told me I have very serious periodontal disease over here. He said he's trying to help take care of it for me, as he has different medical technology and skill, which is not available here.
TIMA visited Taidong County's Yanping Township's Taoyuan Village to offer this free clinic, which included optometry, dentistry, and Chinese medicine services.
Without acupuncture, I could only raise my arm to such a height. But now the doctor gave me acupuncture, I can lift it much higher.
Peng Wenyu, who suffered burns at the Formosa Fun Coast Water Park, joined her teacher from Tzu Chi College of Technology to serve in this rural free clinic.
I don't really pay attention to their stares. I just want to do what I feel is right, and I wanted to attend a free clinic, so my teacher invited me.
TIMA brought care and love to these residents who battled many natural disasters recently, bringing them medical help and care as well as spiritual comfort.
In Kedah, Malaysia, 500 students from 7 schools recently put on a musical adaptation of the Sutra of Innumerable Meanings. Through this performance, the students gained a deeper understanding of Dharma teachings. In our report, we will meet a key person who made this presentation possible and hear her thoughts on the performance.
At the Sutra adaptation rehearsals at Kihua High School, Chang Seung-hong is often present to make sure everything runs smoothly. Her devotion to this Buddhist Sutra adaptation is similar to her commitment to education.
The kids do not take the teachings to heart if we only lecture them. However, through participation in the Sutra adaptation, they will eventually grasp its meaning.
I've seen that Miss John is courageous and willing to try new things. She has been working to promote humanistic education in different schools.
It is very meaningful as we have invited more than 200 students to participate. You saw me cry when you were performing the final song.
Chang is one of the key figures who initiated the musical adaptation of Sutra of Innumerable Meanings with the participation of 7 schools in Kedah. In addition, she patiently guides every student to understand the Dharma teachings.
I now feel that parents are amazing. We should study hard so we can reciprocate our parents' love in the future.
The master is right. Religion is a form of education that teaches us to live with a purpose. Therefore, we teach the children to stay grounded and live with an ideal.
As the Sutra adaptation brings the essence of Dharma teachings to the audience, participating students have also gained a deeper understanding of wholesome teachings that will guide them for a lifetime.
Tzu Chi Malacca chapter has been providing New Shoot scholarships for students from 75 different schools. Among the participating schools, teachers from Malacca's Ma Lim Chinese Elementary are looking out for students to help those in need. This year, a total of 15 students from this school have received the scholarship.
I've started to take up this work since 2011.
Teachers from the Malacca Malin Elementary School are working together to promote Tzu Chi's New Shoes Scholarship program at the school.
We can successfully help the students with the assistance of Ms. Pu Yu, Daai mothers, as well as school teachers.
I am afraid that they may lose that booklet. It's like going through a pregnancy since I have to care for them for a whole year.
To help students obtain Tzu Chi's scholarships successfully, the teachers care for their life and learning progress using the booklet.
I think that Tzu Chi scholarship is a big support for these students because not only can they receive the monetary aid, but also improve their mental health. This allows them to see hope in their life.
I hope the scholarship can help the student, inspire him, and make him feel confident in his learning.
With the teachers' encouragement, the students have shown progress in their schoolwork.
I thank my teacher for recommending me and helping me obtain the scholarship.
She keeps encouraging me to study hard and telling me not to be lazy.
I've also learned to respect teachers.
I should study hard so that I will become a great person.
With the love and patience of the teachers and Tzu Chi volunteers, these students have developed good moral characters as well as shown progress in their studies.
Plastic bags are considered by some to be one of the world's worst inventions, as they have done extreme damage to the environment. Since many don't know which types of plastic bags are recyclable, Tzu Chi Suzhou Grounds recently held a class to teach people about the issue, hoping to encourage environmentally conscious citizens.
Today's topic is plastic bags because we still use them at home.
There is a class at the Tzu Chi Suzhou Grounds about plastic bags.
Meal boxes that are only used once aren't recyclable.
It's important to know what can be recycled and what can't. The lessons after the class are important too. Gaining hands-on experience, these city children will understand some of the problems recycling volunteers face.
If this is too dirty, we don't recycle it either.
I didn't know any of these problems in the past. After today's lesson, I know there are kids living in the city of garbage. After I go home, I will first make sure what is recyclable. Then I will divide them and put trash into the garbage can.
After what I have learned here, I feel my whole family should come and learn it.
It is not too late to gain this knowledge, as local recycling education will start with these parents and their children.
Tzu Chi care recipient Mr. Zhang from Taichung, Taiwan, suffers from nasopharynx cancer, which causes him difficulty when eating. Dealing with this illness for so long, Mr. Zhang has often thought of suicide. Thankfully, Tzu Chi volunteers have stepped in to care for him, bringing him a bit of compassion and love. Mr. Zhang has since opened his heart and now joins study groups to learn about the Dharma. In the future, Mr. Zhang hopes to live his days to the fullest and hopes to contribute further to society.
Lying on his side on the bed and feeding himself by the spoonful, it takes Mr. Zhang nearly 4 hours to finish a meal, thus he only eats once a day. And this big pot of porridge is his meal for 2 days.
It will get stuck in my windpipe, so I must lie down to eat, otherwise I'll choke.
Tzu Chi care recipient Mr. Zhang suffers from nasopharynx cancer. His trachea is damaged from the electrotherapy he received and has difficulty swallowing. Initially, doctors announced he was at the end of his life.
I asked him how long do I have to live. He said 1 year, at most 1.5.
It's now been 30 years since his diagnosis and he's still doing well. However, the pain of suffering from his illness has caused him much depression. Sometimes even suicidal thoughts would occur. In the past few years, Tzu Chi volunteers have entered his life to bring some ray of hope. Mr. Zhang now collects and sorts recyclables around his neighborhood. He also attends Sutra study groups to learn more about the Dharma. More recently, he has participated in some care visits to the nursing home.
We don't see how scary illness can be on him. We see that as long as you have the heart to fight, nothing is a problem.
Saying goodbye to his depression, Mr. Zhang now feels his life is bright and full of potential.
I want to live a good life, and I hope I can continue to help the needy.
The Tzu Chi TT Kuning recycling station in Medan, Indonesia is now 4 years old and held a special celebration for this anniversary. Recycling volunteers also opened a store selling recycled goods, making the most of reusable items to support Tzu Chi's charity work.
The ceremony is dignified, but everyone is quite delighted, as they are celebrating the 4th anniversary of TT Kuning Recycling Station. Everyone works hard to keep the earth clean.
Justru ini kalau kita di Tzu Chi ini surga energi.
If Tzu Chi doesn't have any members, we won't be able to do many things. But with members, the volunteers can do many things, so we must thank them. Although they aren't volunteers, they can still do as much work as the volunteers.
A recycled goods store is open in the recycling station today, so recycled goods can be sold and used again. And the money earned can support Tzu Chi's charity work.
I hope Tzu Chi will become better by inviting people around here to give. Just like the environment around here, it's getting cleaner every day.
The result of a clean place belongs to everyone. In the past 4 years, volunteers go to everyone's home to collect recyclables every week. Now some residents have taken the initiative.
After going through so many developments, we're really happy because local residents know how to separate recyclables. Some have also taken the initiative by bringing recyclables to the recycling station.
To expand the power of doing good deeds, even more people will need to join Tzu Chi.
Next, we will visit a care recipient family also in Medan, Indonesia, who had been living in the same rundown house for over 20 years. The home was close to falling apart before Tzu Chi volunteers stepped in to help. Let's see how volunteers helped the family of Oma Nglien by entirely renovating the home.
This is the home of Miss Oma Nglien, an elderly resident here in Medan, Indonesia. She has been living in this old home for the past 20 years.
My home was almost falling apart. The asbestos roof was crumbling apart, and if it rained, then the entire place would become muddy.
70-year-old Oma Nglien receives a tremendous gift from the Tzu Chi volunteers.
Prosesnya kira-kira sekitar 5 minggu.
We spent about 5 weeks fixing the place up from September the 2nd until October 12th. I hope that they will be able to continue to live here safe and sound. As for the fees of construction and renovation, it was all donated from local residents. I hope the family will be able to keep the place well maintained.
I'm so happy. My new home is so wonderful. I originally said that they didn't have to fix it up so much. Just as long as the water doesn't leak through, that's fine. I'm really so thankful to Tzu Chi.
To mark the occasion, the volunteers help post new Chinese couplets at the entrance of the house, hoping that joy and blessings will flow through the home in the years ahead.
80-year-old Mr. Jiang lives alone in his old house in Kaohsiung, Taiwan. He lives a humble life on low income. A series of typhoons this year blew away his roof and severely damaged his house. After Tzu Chi volunteers evaluated its condition, they decided to rebuild the home so he could live safely and comfortably.
The volunteers cooperate together under the sun to rebuild Mr. Jiang's house so he can have a safe house to live in.
Because we want to give the grandpa a comfortable, dry house to live in, we come here every day in the morning and work until 5, 6 o'clock. All of us enjoy doing it.
早上来到下午5、6点才回去，就这样啊，大家都是做的满心欢喜的。
This is Mr. Jiang's ancestral home, where he has lived for 80 years. Because of his age, it could not withstand the power of typhoons that came one after another and was badly damaged. Jiang, who lives alone, has no money to repair his house because he is very poor. Fortunately, Tzu Chi volunteers come to help.
After it is completed and Mr. Zhang moves in, I know that he will feel the same as me, which is being very grateful.
The volunteers thought they would just build a roof so Zhang could continue living here. However, the house is so old that fixing the roof alone won't solve problems for this grandpa. With the grandpa's permission, the volunteers dismantled the whole house. Although rebuilding the whole house will take a lot of time and effort, the volunteers hope it will give this grandpa a safe and cozy home to live in.
Can you imagine living in a big city without water or electricity? In Tucheng, New Taipei City, a father and his daughter from Myanmar lived in a makeshift home in the mountains. One Tzu Chi donating member found them while she was hiking, later informing Tzu Chi about their condition. Volunteers found a rental home for the family so that they could live more comfortably.
These Tzu Chi volunteers are walking upstairs in the mountains, but they are not simply out to enjoy a forest hike, but to locate a father and his daughter from Myanmar. 76-year-old Mr. Gao and his 12-year-old daughter live in this simple makeshift home in the mountains. They have been living here for years without running water or electricity.
你起这个火要干嘛？
要烧火烧水啊，烧开水啊。
啊，煮饭的吗？
烧开水喝的呀。
好。
煮饭的，炒菜呀。
好。
They get their drinking water by boiling mountain spring water. They also use the mountain spring for bathing. The water has a lot of bubbles. There are snakes in their home. They shouldn't live like this, so we will help them find a house.
The volunteers feel for this family's situation, so they have rented a home and also bought them furniture. On this day, volunteers are helping them move into their new home and are also helping them clean up the place.
Starting from 4 this morning, we have been busy cleaning up their home.
I want to thank the volunteers for finding a new home for us to live.
I want to thank Master Zheng Yan because she leads so many Tzu Chi volunteers to help the needy in society. It touches me the most.
Tzu Chi volunteers prepare traditional tangyuans to celebrate Gao's relocations. The volunteers and this family hope their new lives will be perfect from now on.
我们都是一家人。
This year, volunteers in Penang, Malaysia received the Penang Environmental Sustainability Award at the 2016 Green Penang Award presentation ceremony for their dedication to environmental action over the past 20 years. That's all the time we have for today. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us and see you next time.